Hey everybody, today we're going to do a project in iMovie where we're going to take a collection of your photos and turn them into a slideshow. So what I need you to do is go to the launch pad. It looks like a little rocket ship on your dock, and I want you to look through your apps. It might be on the front page or you might have to scroll a little bit, but you should see a purple star that says iMovie, and double click on that. It'll take a minute for it to load up. But and you might see a big screen that pops up that says welcome to iMovie, and you hit continue and create or whatever. You just kind of follow the prompts and it'll get you to this space right here. So the media, looking at the very top of the screen, media means these are the photos that we have uploaded to the project. Now for you, you might not have anything, or sometimes it loads with your photo library. So if you've downloaded pictures to your computer, it might show up there. The projects of what we're working on right now and the theater are anything that you've already saved. So I'm going to hit this create new, and I need to create a new movie rather than a trailer. And when it pops up, I've got my pictures here, but for you, you might not have anything yet. So we've got to find some photos to download. I'm going to go to this little arrow up here to download photos, and it's kind of showing me I've got the Mac server. I can get into all of these files from THS, journalism. You can get to your photos here. I'm also looking at, I can see the desktop, and I've got a little file of pictures that I've already pulled out that I'm going to use here. And I'm just going to grab, if I click on one and I hold Shift, click on the top one, hold Shift, and click on the bottom. It'll select all of those in order. If you hold the Command key, you can select them out of order. I'm just going to import selected. I only need about, I don't know, 10 photos or something for this project. You can have more, but I think that it's nice to not overwhelm yourself with too many pictures. All right, so then this is my collection of pictures, and down here is the space where I'm going to start building them. I'm just going to start dragging them down. Now, the first thing I notice is this thing is really stretched out. It's 4 seconds, and it's showing me this whole long line. That bothers me. I don't want to deal with that. So there's a slider right underneath this preview window that if I pull this back, I can get it down to 1 frame. That's kind of what I want because it's a lot easier to deal with. Now up here, you can click on one, hold Shift, it'll grab all of those so I can drag them all down. I want to get this guy, pull him down, and so forth. And so I can add these pictures to my timeline. And as I click on them, they're rimmed in yellow, and I can just drag them and move them where I want to. Oops, I'm dragging the clip length. I don't need that longer. We can adjust timing in a little bit, but the default is about 4 seconds per slide. So I can move this to the end, or if I decide, you know what, I don't even need that picture, I'll just hit delete. And you can move things where you want them. Okay, so you get the order right. Now, up at the top, we need a title. So your title slides, when you click on title, you'll see lots of options. And they'll show over here in the preview. Just a regular centered title, or you can have it in the corner or down in the lower third, or you can have rolling credits. So there's lots of different options with title. If I take this and I drag it right on top of my photo, what it does is it puts the words right on the photo itself. If I decide I don't want it there, I can hit delete. So it's right here and just click on it and hit delete. Or what I usually do is put it right in front. And then if I want to add my title, I just double click in this space. Amazing photos and a day at THS. And then I'm going to put my name down here. So you write your title. If you want transitions, these are right here, whether or not you want the next picture to spin when it enters the space, or if you want it to create like a circle that opens or closes, and as you drag over these, it'll show you what they look like. If you think, oh yeah, I want this, I'm going to drag it. I can take one and drag it in between, and it'll put the transition there. I don't know that I really need that. I'm going to take it out, but that's where the transitions are. The next thing we need to do is, I don't think I need a background. Now, if you want a background on your title slide, maybe I want to look like gold, because we have a gold for colors, for school colors, and I'm looking at how do we do that. Replace this or insert it. Let's try inserting. Oh, all right. We might have to work on that. I don't usually use the background, so I'm not sure how to do that. So, but I've got a title, I've got my photos in order, and then the next thing I need to do is put some music to it. Now, you don't have an iTunes account connected to this. So instead, we're going to go to sound effects. And when you go to sound effects, there's folders up here, anything from animal sounds like dog barking or, I don't know, you can have all kinds of interesting sound effects, booms and crashes and stuff like that. But what I like is jingles. Jingles is a list of songs, and they you'll see often that they'll have like long, medium, and short versions of the song. And as you hold your space bar down, you can hear what the song sounds like. None of these are probably what you're going to love, but if you can find one that you can live with, take it and drag it down, and you'll see this green bar. You really want it to be about the length of the slideshow. Now, I grabbed a medium one. Maybe I needed the longer version. Or if you've got quite a few more pictures, maybe you just loop it, drag it down again. Or you can take this and scoot it so it lines up with the back end of the slideshow. So maybe the first part of this title, we see it, and then we get into the music. If you want to see what things are looking like, push play up here. All right, now the next thing that we can do is look up here at the top. There's some different editing options, from color balance to color correction. Some of that stuff I don't mess around with too much. There's filter effects, audio effects. Again, I don't do a lot with those. But the cropping is something that I really want to pay attention to. There's a button here called Ken Burns. This is the man who invented this technique where you take a still photo and you zoom in and out of it to make it look like it's moving. So like as I hit this, you can see how that moves. Well, you can control where that starts and stops, especially if you have a person's face. Maybe I want to start it a little higher and then come down smaller, and I think I could even, bring that in so it's really tight. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, hold on. Hit the space bar to start and stop it. I'm going to back this up. I want to play that. So again, pay attention to where those crops are. Now, on a vertical photo like this, you're either only going to see this much of the photo, or you might have to hit fit. And fit will not move the photo, it will not pan it, but it will allow you to see it full screen. And so if I've got something that I'm kind of concerned about, I definitely watch the cropping, and if it's a vertical photo, I generally just have it fitting. All right, now, you're pretty much done at this point. When you want to save it, we've got to go right here to share. It's in the top right corner. There's a little button that says share, and we're going to share this as a file. I'm going to change the name from My Movie to Hooper's Movie or whatever. I want your name on it so that we know that it's yours. Add it to the theater so that we know where it's going, and then you hit next. Well, adding to the theater just means it's also going to be saved here in iMovie. Check this button here. If you see it kind of collapsed and you were trying to figure out where you want it to go, I say put it on the desktop just because it's easy. But as you scroll down, you'll also see CL Mac. And so that's our server, and you can go ahead and put it into your folder and just save it. So for me, I'm just going to put it on the desktop right now. And as you do that, you'll see a status wheel up here. It takes a minute. So you've got to give yourself enough time for this thing to download. And eventually, it'll show up on your desktop as a little picture icon with MP4 on it. And I'm watching this wheel, and it's not much is happening right now. You can start to see the wheel is starting to expand, and I can also see it out here on my desktop. So when this looks like an actual image, then I'll know that it's done, and as this fills, then I'll know that it's done too. Then you can take it and drag it into your server folder, and you're done. Good luck, everybody.